Welcome to this lesson where we're going to look at minutes. So this is composition, okay? Minutes. So these pamphlets are still available for mathematics and English. They are all soft copy, they are digital, they have links to videos, they are easy to use, easy to browse, easy to navigate, good pamphlets. So what are minutes? So what type of composition is this? So writing minutes involves summarizing the key points, decisions, and actions discussed during the meeting in a clear and concise manner. So when there's a meeting going on, there must be a record of everything that took place, which people can use in the future. Okay, so as a meeting is progressing, a secretary for that meeting has to be taken down notes. Okay, so those notes are used to prepare the minutes. Okay, so that's the whole point of this composition, to learn how to write minutes. Okay, so the first part of the minutes is the header information. Okay, the header information. In a real meeting, you may just write the points, then after that you go and you can go and now write it properly. Okay, but for academic purposes, that is for your exams, they'll give you the points which you need to put them properly. Okay, so the first part, minutes are different, they have a different structure. Okay, as compared to these other types of composition, just like the way letter writing has a different structure. Okay, so minutes, they start with what is called header information. So the header information is always at the top of the document and include the title, minutes of the name of the meeting, along with the date, time, and location of the meeting. Okay, like so. Minutes of ways to increase performance at CABS Secondary School meeting. So the name of the meeting is ways to increase performance at CABS Secondary School. So you say minutes of, then the name of the meeting. After the name of the meeting, of course, you have to write meeting. Minutes of ways to increase performance at CABS Secondary School meeting. Let me say that again. So you start with minutes of, then you write the name of the meeting. So all this is the name of the meeting. Okay, that's the header information, which is equivalent to the title. So the title of minutes is minutes of the name of the meeting. Okay. Then after that, on the bottom, if possible, others they like to put everything here. They put the date and the time. They can say school meeting that was conducted on. They write the date and time and the venue. Okay. But you can create. You can just write below the title. You write the date. Date 24th June 2024. Venue school hall. Then time 10 hours to 13:30. Then from there, the next station is attendees, the people who attended the meeting. Everyone who attended has to be included, including special guests. Okay, so list the names of all attendees present at the meeting, including any guests or speakers. Okay, so something like this, attendees. So you write attendees, underline, then you write Dr. Felicity, chairperson, Engineer Florence M, timekeeper, Dr. Emily Moore, Dr. M. Kayombo, Dr. Annette, okay, Engineer C Motolo. Okay, supposed to be okay. Okay. So after that's how you do it, right? The attendees, you write the names of the attendees, the people who have attended the meeting. Okay. So after that, go to the next heading, which is called agenda items. So these are the issues that need to be discussed on the meeting. Okay. So after the agenda items discussed during the meeting, this can be done as a numbered list or bullet points. So you can write them as a list where you write them 1, 2, 3, 4, or just bullets. Okay. Here's an example. The first thing that has to be discussed is distribution of free pamphlets. The second is free weekend tuitions. The third is motivation programs. So these are the things that need to be that are supposed to be discussed or that were meant to be discussed in that meeting. Okay. Then after that, you go to discussion summary. So discussion summary is those agenda items now expanded. You have to say what was discussed on each agenda item. That's why the discussion summary, of course, in a summarized format, mentioning the people who contributed and those, of course, who opposed if there was opposition. Okay, so for each agenda item, provide a brief summary of the discussion points, capture the main ideas, arguments, and opinions expressed by participants. Okay, here's an example. Dr. Annette presented a new approach to the distribution of the free pamphlets among the learners. Okay, another one. Dr. M. Kayombo suggested that the free weekend lessons should be expanded to cover more hours. Okay, so then the expansion on the third agenda item. Engineer Florence suggested that the school should hire a motivation speaker. Okay, so this is the discussion summary. Okay. Okay, so next we go to decisions made. So on each discussion summary or at the end of the meeting, there are certain decisions that were made. So those decisions, resolutions need to be put here. Okay, what was decided at the end of the discussions. Okay, so clear state any decisions or resolutions reached during the meeting. Use action verbs such as decided, resolved, or approved to indicate the outcome. Here are some examples. So it was decided to implement targeted interventions for improving essay writing skills. The other one, the revised year 10 grammar module will be implemented starting next semester. This was the decision that was made. Another, the English language department will proceed with organizing the poetry recitation competition and exploring opportunities for spoken word performances. Okay, so that's what should be part of decisions made. Okay, so normally in an exam they'll give you sometimes they can give you the discussion where they say this one said this one this. Then from you, your job is to read that and get the decisions that were made from that you should include in your decisions made. Okay. Then after that, there is action items. So action items, you have to list any action items or tasks assigned as a result of the discussion. Okay, you include the responsible party or parties and the deadline for completion. Use specific and actionable language. So action items is where now, after the meeting, of course, there is a part where you can say, okay, so this has to be done. So that has to be listed in action items, things that need to be done after the meeting. Okay. By that I mean, if a decision has been made that books should be sold in that meeting, that's an action item. Books should be sold. Then also you have to say the person who is responsible for that action item, or people are responsible for that action item. Also, you have to state the deadline, if there was a deadline that was discussed. When are they expected to sell the books? Okay, so here are more examples. Prof. Monja would be the coordinator for the weekend tuitions. Professor Monja would be the coordinator of the weekend tuitions. Another one, a motivation speaker should be hired before 30th March 2024. Dr. Emily Moore will spearhead this task. So there's need to hire a motivation speaker before 30th March 2024. And it's Dr. Emily Moore who is going to make sure that this is done. So after that, there is another heading which is called next steps. So here you have to summarize any follow-up steps or plans for future meetings if applicable. Okay. Then so here is where you just have to say, oh, maybe the committee has decided that another meeting should be held in 2 weeks' time. Okay. Then you end with oh, this is an example. The next meeting is scheduled to be on the 12th of August 2024. Then after that, you do the last part, which is closing remarks. Okay, here you have to include any closing remarks or announcement made at the end of the meeting. Okay, anything that maybe the chairperson said to close the meeting has to be included here. For example, the chairperson closed the meeting and informed everyone that the target for the school is to be the best school in Zambia. Okay, that should be under closing remarks. Then after that, of course, you need signature and distribution. So at the end of the document, provide the space for the secretary or chairperson to sign and date the minutes. Distribute the minutes to all attendees and relevant stakeholders. Of course, this is not necessary in an exam because there will be no people to attend, so there's no need to distribute. But in case you find yourself writing minutes in a meeting in future, this is what has to be done. The minutes have to be shared with all the attendees. So for example, if you can sign like this and you put your name there, Dr. M. Kayombo, and you put the date, of course. So the reason why minutes have to be distributed to all attendees and the relevant stakeholders is for them to review and also to use in future. So for reference purposes, that's what it means, so that in future when they want to remember what was discussed, they can go back to the minutes. So this marks the end of our lesson, and as usual, we keep on advertising. Goodbye.